show starring Jimmy Fallon. Lady Gaga drops by. NBC tonight.
Your one news source. This is NewsCenter1.
Good evening, I'm Justin Wickersham. This is NewsCenter1 at 10. Tonight, the death toll reaching 17 amid a historic flood emergency in the Carolinas. Today, the first rays of sunshine there in days could not change the still perilous landscape as dams remain threatened and riverbanks swollen. Officials warn more evacuations could be ordered before the crisis is over. To put this record rainfall in perspective, this is how USA Today put it. In the past week, roughly 11 trillion gallons, enough to end the drought in California. NBC's Carrie Sanders reports from on the ground in Columbia, South Carolina.
Water levels are still at record highs tonight, with 10 dams already breached.
We're not close to being out of the woods.
Officials say more than a half dozen dams tonight are in danger of giving way.
With these types of national disasters, it does require the entire nation to come together to make sure that we come back.
Too much water, but not enough clean water to drink. Today, contaminated city lines were drained, with a boil water alert in effect.
There's no water nowhere around there. I looked all morning.
The toll from this still ongoing crisis seen across the state. Dozens of rescues, hundreds of impassable roads, and 911 inundated with more than 2,400 calls.
I think it's the human thing to do.
In a Charleston cemetery, a pastor retrieved a casket that floated to the surface.
If that was my mom or my dad, I'd walk through hell and high water. And now, today it happens to be high water.
Back in Columbia,
there are a lot of families who could use our help.
After huddling, the Hammond High School football players started helping.
1, 2, 3. I think the lesson is that there's things way more important than football, people. And I think that we have an opportunity here to teach our kids something that transcends the sport.
Within minutes, they found themselves in the house of the athletic director from their crosstown nemesis, Heathwood.
This is the arch rival to your team, and here you are doing this.
We're all from Columbia, so even though they're our arch rivals, we're still family. We're still our family members. They're still our brothers, our sisters. We need to help in any way we can.
The cleanup here is not without danger, and the threat of more flooding not yet over.
And again, just as people begin to clean up the wreckage, there's the realization another dam could break at any moment. Meanwhile, Senate lawmakers are searching for answers after a deadly strike on a Doctors Without Borders hospital. U.S. Air Power launching the attack in northern Afghanistan on Saturday, killing 22 doctors and patients. Testifying before the Senate Armed Services Committee today on Capitol Hill, the top commander of coalition forces in Afghanistan saying the hospital was mistakenly struck. General John Campbell revealing for the first time that U.S. Special Operations Forces were in close vicinity to the hospital in Kunduz and were talking to the aircraft that launched the attack.
On Saturday morning, our forces provided close air support to Afghan forces at their request. To be clear, the decision to provide aerial fires was a U.S. decision made within the U.S. chain of command. A hospital was mistakenly struck. We would never intentionally target a protected medical facility.
The Pentagon has yet to explain how the mistake was made. 3 separate investigations are underway. General Campbell also suggesting that President Obama should consider revising his plan for reducing the number of forces in Afghanistan by the end of 2016 due to significant changes, including the resurgence in Taliban attacks and the addition of ISIS militants.
As I take a look at conditions on the ground, as we have to continue to provide TAA to our Afghan partners, when the President made that decision, it did not take into account the change over the last 2 years. And so the courses of actions that I have provided to my senior leadership provide options to adjust that.
In response to the hospital attack, General Campbell is directing the entire force to undergo in-depth training to review operational authorities and rules of engagement. The Canadian company wanting to build the Keystone XL oil pipeline is now taking steps to circumvent one of the major roadblocks holding up the project in Nebraska. However, in filing an application yesterday for the same proposed path with a state pipeline regulator, TransCanada could create another round of lengthy delays in an already drawn-out process. It indicates a new push for the federally delayed Canada to Texas oil pipeline in a state where opponents have repeatedly thwarted efforts to complete it. Former Nebraska Governor Dale Heineman approving the project in 2013 under a state law allowing TransCanada to use eminent domain against holdout landowners, but opponents sued. The project has been holed up in the courts ever since. The future of Native American College Readiness Program is hanging in the balance. The program coming under scrutiny as part of an investigation into an apparent murder-suicide in Platte, South Dakota. Mid-Central Educational Cooperative had been administering the Gear Up program, but education officials pulled the federal contract last month. State authorities believe Mid-Central employee Scott Westerhouse killed his family and then himself hours after the state declined to renew the contract. Education Secretary Melody Schaub says the state is waiting for word from the U.S. Department of Education, the state asking its federal counterpart about transitioning the Gear Up program to a new administrator. Well, South Dakota Governor Dennis Daugaard visiting Rapid City today, celebrating National Philanthropy Day. The governor began his day at the garage, participating in a discussion geared towards his personal life and jobs he held previously to becoming governor. Topics touched on his family life, working for a nonprofit, and harder topics such as our state's unemployment rate. The meeting is a positive one for the governor, Daugaard saying he enjoys more intimate conversations with the community.
And learn a little bit about my background and the jobs I've held along the way and my philosophy about things. And so hopefully that helps give people a more three-dimensional view of me as a person and as their governor than they might otherwise have the opportunity to get.
One topic of conversation that made the audience ears perk up was the governor's views on gun control. With the recent tragedies in our country, even across our own state, the governor agrees that conversations need to be had.
If someone knows with certainty what should be done, then they're generally a little more strident and a little more passionate about that belief. They need to also remember that it is their belief that it is the right answer. And a good discourse here's both sides of every issue so that all concerned can have a broader understanding of what the pros and cons of this or that policy might be.
South Dakota is still reeling from a school shooting in Harrisburg last week. Yesterday, a grand jury indicting 16-year-old Mason Buell, who stands accused of shooting his high school principal. Buell is being held without bond. A major decision coming from the Rapid City Council last night. The council approving longer office terms for future mayors and council members. The mayor's term will go from 2 years to 4 years starting in 2019. City council terms will go from 2 years to 3 years starting next year. Current Rapid City Mayor Steve Allender making the proposal, saying lengthening the terms of office will promote continuity, political stability, and efficiency in city government, and many council members agree.
Groups like the Chamber of Commerce, the Black Hills Home Builders, civic groups like that have spoken in favor of this. It allows for long-range planning, development, vision, focus on long-term goals. And just allows the government to be a little more familiar with projects long-term. I think some people think that they should have the voice of voting on it, and that can always happen. People could always refer it, and it can come to a public vote, and that's perfectly fine. That's part of the system. But elected officials are elected to make choices, and part of doing that is we're a representative government, so we represent the people the best we can. When people don't like what we've done, they can always, like I said, they can refer it and put it into a vote.
And Rapid City is currently the only city in the state with 2-year terms. And now here's a look at today's markets on Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrial finished up just 14 points to 16,790. The NASDAQ was down 33 points to 4,748. Meanwhile, the S&P was down 7 points to 1,980. And gold was up $9.20 per ounce to $1,146.80. And Bob, another nice day out there.
Yeah.
The sun kind of even came out a little bit later in the afternoon.
Finally. I know we've had a number of days with cloudy conditions, wet, damp conditions, but yeah, the sun broke through those clouds finally this afternoon, and we expect it to stay with us for a few days, and temperature is going to warm up nicely We still have a few little showers to talk about, though. Finally, a few little showers moved into our viewing area. You can see over Oglala, Lakota County, and we have some showers moving off into Bennett County as well. And just a lot of that's not even hitting the ground, so just a few little light showers over there. But we are expecting lots of sunshine tomorrow, and temperatures a little bit warmer than today.
All right, looking forward to it. Thanks, Bob. And Bob, we'll have your complete forecast coming up a little bit later, but first we're going to have more news coming up after the break.
This is NewsCenter1 with Chad Olson. Sports with Justin Wickersham. And weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Riggio.
Now through Thursday at Furniture Row, you'll find special deals throughout on many clearance and discontinued items, with savings up to 70% and 4 years interest-free financing. It's the multi-million-dollar Overstock Savings event only at Furniture Row.
Oh, hey, you got one of those insurance apps too? You know how this thing works?
No, sorry. Not an app, it's my agent.
In this moment,
No, I'm fine, thanks.
it's good to know you have a trusted, independent auto owner's insurance agent who's there when you need them.
Great.
Man, I gotta get one of those.
Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people.
Black Hills Insurance Agency is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
I'm a fan of fan conventions. I'm a fan of releasing tension. I'm a fan of this plateau.
I'm a fan of things that go.
I'm a fan of things that shred.
And when it comes to sandwiches,
I'm a fan of ciabatta bread. I'm a fan of DQ.
I'm a fan of DQ Bakes.
3 new artisan-style sandwiches, like the chicken bacon ranch on ciabatta, chicken mozzarella on focaccia, and the turkey BLT served hot out of our new ovens only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
Focaccia.
Hi, I'm Ashley Berry.
And I'm Jade Berry from Someone's in the Kitchen in Rapid City.
We really appreciate that Pioneer Bank and Trust is local because we're a local business and so are they. So they're great with communication, customer service. You never worry that you're going to run into a problem that they can't solve.
With Pioneer Bank and Trust, we can walk in and it feels like you're actually talking to a family friend.
Pioneer Bank really understands the way that retail works, the way that business flows. It's nice to have that kind of a partnership.
Pioneer Bank and Trust is local.
This homecoming, our moguls take on the Bison Cardinals. Join the following businesses in showing your team spirit.
Good luck from the Gun Vault.
Score big with our low prices at Nuts and Bolts Fabric Shop.
PJ Conoco says, orange and black attack. Good luck, moguls.
Good luck, moguls, from Rancher's Supply and Feed.
Stevens Automotive says, go moguls.
Show your team spirit and cheer on your moguls at homecoming, October 9th at 6 p.m.
If you're looking to upgrade to a better night's sleep, look no further than Denver Mattress. Now through Thursday, save big on our factory direct special Summit Queen mattress, just $199. Better tomorrow, start tonight at Denver Mattress, your adjustable bed headquarters.
Well, this week officially kicks off Fire Prevention Week, and authorities are urging residents to take their pleas seriously. South Dakota's fire marshal urging fire safety by reminding people that location matters when it comes to smoke alarms. He says having working smoke alarms cuts the chance of dying in a fire in half. Fire leaders suggest installing smoke alarms in every bedroom, outside each separate sleeping area, and on every level of the home, including the basement. They are also asking people to practice home fire drills with all members of the family, and they suggest performing those drills now before the weather gets too cold. To learn more, visit firepreventionweek.org. But when a smoke alarm fails and fire breaks out, the brave men and women of the Pennington County Fire Service are here to help. The service holding their 33rd annual Pennington County Firefighters Awards and Banquet over the weekend. Jeremy Dahlman of the Hill City Volunteer Fire Department is recognized as 2015's Firefighter of the Year. Craig Comer, also of the Hill City Volunteer Fire Department, is named Fire Officer of the Year. And Justin McEldowney with the Box Elder Volunteer Fire Department holds the title Rookie of the Year. Along with awarding outstanding first responders, the night also including a memorial service for those firefighters who have passed away. Well, in order to celebrate National Philanthropy Day, many organizations are giving back in one way or another, including the Rapid City Rush. The hockey team coming together to participate in the Polished Man campaign. Men are challenged to paint one of their fingernails to represent the 1 in 5 children who suffer physical and sexual violence before the age of 18. The Rapid City Rush painting one of their fingernails in support and now challenging men from local businesses to become a polished man. And coming up after the break, temperatures are shaping up to be a bit unusual for this time of year. Bob is in next with your midweek forecast. Stay with us.
Hey moms, has your husband been debolded? Rebold your man with Papa Murphy's new Buffalo Chicken Pizza, featuring the bold taste of Frank's Red Hot Sauce. Home bake a large for just $11. Fresh made, fresh baked. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
What makes Liberty Superstores a dealership for the people? People with more insight, more options, more respect, more heart. We eagerly serve the frustrated, the hardworking, the people. We believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car, and that's what makes us for the people. Liberty Superstores.
Menards has the sale that lets you save big on over 65,000 items. So get ready, get set, and save with an 11% rebate on everything. Hurry in and save big, because now is the perfect time to save on all of your projects with an 11% rebate on everything, including sale prices. That's savings on top of savings. Get everything you need with an 11% rebate going on now.
Your everyday banking should never interfere with your everyday life. Bank West puts you in control of your money, wherever you are and whenever you need it. Bank West. Convenient, connected, committed.
Wake up in your first home. Wake up in a home with a new address. Wake up in a home with no address. Your dream home evolves, and protecting it takes committed support. American Family Insurance.
Take action today. There are children in your community who need you. Help protect, support, and enhance the lives of children and families. Call 343-2811 today to learn more about the therapeutic foster care and adoption journey. Make an extraordinary difference in the life of a child. Learn more today by calling Children's Home Society at 343-2811.
This weather brought to you by Black Hills Power.
This is NewsCenter1 Weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Riggio.
Well, Susan Sanders at the National Weather Service checked the records, and she told us that the latest freezing date ever recorded out at the airport, October 27th, 1963, and the average freezing date over the last 30 years, September 26th. That's about 10 days ago. And if you look at our 7-day forecast, we're going to add another 7 days to that. And we don't expect to see any freezing temperatures over the next 7 days. So looks like we're going to be about 17 days away from the average, the September 26th, when we normally should have a freezing date. 66, the high temperature, 44, our low temperature, 66. That's normal for this time of the year. And you can see the record high on this date, 94 degrees, and the record low, 15 degrees. So there's a heck of a contrast between the record high and the record low this time of the year. 656 sun up, 624. Sun to be going down. We're about 9 1/4 inches above normal out at the airport right now. We have some clouds over there. That current temperature is 51. Winds are out of the south at around 8 miles per hour. Over in Hewlett, Wyoming, clear skies, 52. Winds are calm. They had a little bit of a wind gust there, 17 miles an hour. Finally, things are drying out across the southeast. North Carolina, South Carolina, up in Virginia. lots of sunshine, but there's still flooding conditions going on there, and the conditions are treacherous. Not, you guys were a little quick with the, oh my goodness gracious. This is not South Carolina. This is Arizona. They've had some flooding down there as well. This is an Arroyo, and they had about an inch of rain around noontime today. And the people are saying, don't drive through standing water on the roads. Hey, you, turn that. This is what you're not supposed to do, because it really doesn't take much for this water to lift up an automobile and move it on down. All right, let's come on back. Here's all the shower activity down here in the Four Corners area. Then you can see these monsoonal showers, Arizona, New Mexico, now pushing up into Utah, Colorado. And we're on the northern edge of that. Over in Oglala, Lakota County, those showers that we pointed out earlier. Here we go. This is 2 p.m. Tomorrow, and you can see we got a cool front back to our west. And tomorrow afternoon, that's going to come through. All right, when it does come through, a little bit of a wind shift. Right now, we expect these winds to stay out of the south tonight, tomorrow, early tomorrow afternoon. And then late tomorrow afternoon, here comes this cool front. And that's going to change our winds from a southerly component to a northerly component, and that will cool us down a little bit for Thursday. But tomorrow, we're expecting to see these temperatures climb up into the 70s. Here's a little closer look at that. Here's tomorrow, 2 p.m. Plenty of sunshine, winds out of the south, temperatures in the 70s, and then this front will march right on across South Dakota. And that could bring in some showers. We have the possibility of a few little light showers in the area on Thursday as well. Certainly some clouds, certainly some slightly cooler temperatures. All of that is reflected in our 7-day forecast. Speaking of the forecast, here's the forecast for tomorrow. 73 Spearfish, 70 Custer, 77 Pine Ridge, 76 in Martin. Elsewhere, 72 Hill City, 76 Belfouche, 75 Sturgis, and 76 expected tomorrow down in Hot Springs. Here's the forecast for tonight, 52, mostly cloudy and mild, comfortable evening, winds out of the south at around 5 to 10. And tomorrow we'll warm it up a little bit, 76. The expected high temperature, a little bit of a wind shift going on. We'll see those winds shift to the north during the afternoon hours. More sun than clouds tomorrow. Should be a beautiful day. Hope everybody gets a chance to get out and enjoy at least part of the day. 52 tomorrow night, partly cloudy and mild, a few showers coming in late, and we'll have a few showers in the forecast on Thursday. As you can see there, 68, a little bit cooler on Thursday. Then 74 Friday, then we're back in the 80s Saturday and Sunday. Plenty of sunshine. We'll keep these temperatures on the mild side Monday, Tuesday. ClickBigDeals.com. I think this one's still available. Yes, it is. They get $20 at Rumors Coffee and Wine Bar for just $10, and that's 50% off. So you need to grab that coupon. That's a great coupon.
Another great deal, yeah. And it's hard to believe 70s and 80s, but I think most of us remember a couple years ago with Winter Storm Atlas. What happened on October, what was it, 4th?
October the 4th.
Yeah, so I think we'll take these 70s
and my goodness, yeah. Plus, again, no freezing temperatures for the next 7 days. All those temperatures in the upper 40s, lower 50s for the overnight lows. So
it's going to be nice.
It's going to be nice.
All right, thanks, Bob. Well, still to come, it was the final day of the state boys golf tournaments. Plus, in girls soccer, Rapid City Central battles Stevens in the Class AA semifinals. We'll have the highlights coming up next in sports. Stay with us.
$5 off your choice of hand-trimmed, juicy sirloin, perfectly marbled ribeye. Our finest filet mignon steaks all day, every Sunday. Come in and try the best steak in the hills for $5 off. Judah's Woodfire Grill, 2424 West Main, Rapid City.
Black Angus beef and bacon? So Tex.
Fire roasted peppers and onions? It's Mex.
Let's settle this.
Should we tell him it's both?
Eventually.
When Tex meets Mex, it's a win-win. The Tex-Mex Bacon Thick Burger, only at Hardee's.
This homecoming, our moguls take on the Bison Cardinals. Join the following businesses in showing your team spirit.
Good luck from the Gun Vault.
Score big with our low prices at Nuts and Bolts Fabric Shop.
DJ Conoco says, orange and black attack. Good luck, moguls.
Good luck, moguls, from Rancher's Supply and Feed.
Stevens Automotive says go Moguls.
Show your team spirit and cheer on your Moguls at homecoming October 9th at 6 p.m.
At Super Clean Tunnel Car Wash, we know how busy your schedule can be. That's why we strive to get each and every vehicle in and out in the shortest, fastest, cleanest amount of time possible. And at Super Clean Tunnel Car Wash, you can now get your car washed once a day, every day, for only $24.95 per month. That's right, just get the sticker on your windshield. For only $24.95 per month, you get your car super clean, super fast, every single day. Super Clean Tunnel Car Wash, located at 1501 Campbell Street in Rapid City.
Handmade fresh Florentine flatbread with fresh spinach, homemade bruschetta, and creamy artichoke sauce. Or Italia with rich homemade red sauce, fresh roasted red peppers, sausage, pastrami, and pepperoni. A half flatbread with your choice of fresh garden salad or fresh daily soup. Taste the difference at Shooter's Wood-Fire Grill, Rapid City.
This is NewsCenter1, Sports with Justin Wickersham.
Well, Sioux Falls O'Gorman entered the final day of the Class AA Boys Golf Championships with a 4-stroke lead over Sioux Falls Lincoln. However, only 14 shots separated the top 4 teams. Sioux Falls O'Gorman looking to win their second title in 3 years. Let's check out some of today's highlights. We'll begin with Lane Jensen from Rapid City Stevens, putting for a birdie on the 9th hole, but he comes up short, sinking this knee knocker for his par. Moving on to Luke Rizak now of Sioux Falls Lincoln, who entered the final round tied for 4th place, hitting his approach shot pin high on the green. We'll check back in with Rizak in just a second. But first, here's Will Grevlos of Sioux Falls, Washington, hitting this controlled chip to less than a foot from the pin. He would go on to tap that in for par. Grevlos finished the tournament tied for 8th place. Now back to Rizak for this long putt, hitting the back of the hole dead center for his birdie 4. He shot a 75 today and finished in 2nd place for the tournament. Finally, to Jack Otta of Sioux Falls O'Gorman, hitting his birdie attempt through the break. He would come back, sinking this 3-footer for par. Otta was the leader heading into the final day. However, he dropped down to 3rd place overall. And now we'll look at the final results. Sioux Falls O'Gorman captured the state AA boys golf title today with a combined score of 6-11. Sioux Falls Lincoln finished 2nd, 13 shots off the pace. Rapid City Stevens, Washington, Watertown, and Pierre, who tied for 5th, they round out the top 5. Meanwhile, after shooting a 74 yesterday, Jack London from Sioux Falls Roosevelt shot an even par 72 today to win the individual title. London beat Luke Rizak by 4 strokes. Lane Jensen and Taylor Schultz, both from Rapid City Stevens, tied for 4th place with a score of 152. The State A Boys Golf Tournament also wrapped up today in Millbank. Aberdeen-Roncalli wins its first golf title since 2004. Parkston was 2nd, followed by Sisseton. Spearfish took home 6th place honors, followed by Lee Deadwood. And Gabe Heller of Aberdeen-Roncalli, who finished runner-up a year ago, won the individual title this year with a 2-day score of 152. Nick Lust of St. Thomas More was the top West River finisher. He carded a 164, which was good enough for 8th place. Meanwhile, the Class AA girls soccer playoffs continued tonight. Rapid City Stevens squared off against Central in the semifinals. Early in the match with Central in the lead, Megan Cohane launches it inside from the corner. Sarah Stanley is there and attempts to score, but this one goes over the goal. Later on now, Cohane with another corner kick for Central, but this time Sarah Gutconnect is able to deflect it into the net, and the Cobblers go up 2-0 at that point. Later in the first half now, the Raiders finally cut the Cobblers' lead in half as Kylie Claiborne punches this one in. That made it 2-1 at the break, and that is your final score. As Central upsets top-ranked Stevens, the Cobblers now advance to the finals on Saturday. Also, congratulations to the Rapid City Stevens boys soccer team. The Raiders knocked off Brookings this evening 1-0 in the semifinals. Stevens will play Aberdeen Central on Saturday in Mitchell for the championship. Shifting gears to high school volleyball, Belfouche defeated Sturgis for the 2nd time this season, 3-0, plus St. Thomas More surprised Hill City in 5 sets. Also this evening, Lee Deadwood picks up the win against Harding County, 3-1. The Gold Diggers are now 22-3 on the season. And in women's volleyball, Black Hill State powered past the School of Mines in straight sets. And the baseball postseason kicked off tonight with the American League wildcard game. Carlos Gomez hit a home run to help lead Houston past the New York Yankees by a final score of 3-0. Well, it's hard to believe, but training camp is underway for the Rapid City Rush, and the first drop of the puck for the new season is just around the corner. This year's official roster for training camp features several new faces, along with a few familiar names, including Winston Daychief, Scott Brannon, Brett Kostolansky, Jeremy Gates, and Danny Botanchio. In addition, forwards Cody Ferriout, Daniel Barchuk, Kale Kerbashian, and Zach Cohen have all been released from their American Hockey League tryouts and will soon report to the Rush training camp. The Rush training camp will feature a pair of preseason games this weekend. The Rush will play the Eagles in Colorado on Friday before returning home on Saturday for another game against the Eagles. Rapid City opens the season on the road against the Idaho Steelheads on Friday, October 16th. And that's a look at sports. We'll be right back in a moment.
Any of these three won't satisfy like our one. The second-to-none foot-long Subway steak and cheese. Sizzling steak, topped with melty cheese, and always on freshly baked bread. The heartiest appetites are no match for the Subway steak and cheese.
If you're looking to upgrade to a better night's sleep, look no further than Denver Mattress. Now through Thursday, save big on our Factory Direct Special Summit Queen mattress, just $199. And for a limited time, when you purchase any of the Serta I-Series or Comfort sleep sets, you will receive a free fitness band, plus 4 years interest-free. Quality, service, selection, and value. Why shop anywhere else? Better tomorrow, start tonight at Denver Mattress, your adjustable bed headquarters.
The Honda For You sales event is happening now, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Honda Civic. Our best Civic yet was named a KBB.com Best Buy and is the best-selling car in its class. The Civic is also loaded with standard features. So hurry into your Honda dealer today, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Civic during the Honda For You sales event.
The Liv Bergen Series by Sandra Brannon. Solomon's Whisper by Sandra Brannon. Buy book today.
In our area, the weather can change in the blink of an eye. And when severe weather strikes, your NewsCenter1 team of meteorologists is there, in the field, and in the studio. So when weather concerns you, turn to NewsCenter1, your one weather source.
Well, tonight, one of the top-selling artists of all time taking the stage at the Rushmore Plaza Civic Center. Rapid City welcomes Sir Elton John. Elton John's 5-decade career starts to wrap up. Tonight's performance is part of his last-ever tour production, the Final Curtain Tour.
He's been very good at playing all sorts of markets. He likes to reach his fans, and so he gave us the opportunity to get in the show, and we got the show. But you're right, a lot of artists, it doesn't happen that way, and it's tough to get those big artists in smaller markets. So Elton is just one of those true gentlemen. He's a knighted, he's a sir. We're so happy to have him here today.
And Elton John performing in Rapid City once previously in 2009, selling out in just 43 seconds. And I'm sure it was a great show tonight there, and I'm sure it was packed at the Civic Center there.
Yeah. It's nice that he stopped here again for one more performance
just think
here in
over
Rapid
the years
City.
how many artists we've had, and from Elvis Presley all the way up to Elton John.
I know, and I hope it continues. I hope it just continues on and on and on. All right, let's look at the radar. And you can see a few little sprinkles across our viewing area, the southeastern portion of our viewing area. All that stuff is moving to the northeast, but the very light stuff. We don't expect anything severe. Look at these temperatures, very mild, in the 80s this weekend.
All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. Have a good night.
We see so many patients who have sadly been injured in a car wreck or fall. Worse yet, we see them settling their insurance claim without first considering the full cost of continuing medical care. If they would first have contacted More Faust Injury Law Group, the insurance company would not have taken advantage of them. To assure that you can receive the medical care you need and avoid these things from happening, contact More Faust Injury Law Group, attorneys that exclusively handle insurance claims.
Are you ready for an exciting career that never goes out of style?
Our December cosmetology class has more to offer than just hair. Enroll in Headlines Academy's December 7th cosmetology class by November 1st and receive a $1,000 scholarship. Military scholarships also available. Financial aid for those who qualify. For more information, call or stop by and visit us in the Tuscany Square on Omaha Street, Rapid City. Are you ready to make headlines? For information on financial aid, scholarships, and gainful employment disclosures, please visit headlinesacademy.com.
You've got priorities, things that need to be taken care of, and things to pay attention to. It's not easy, but you're making it work. At First Interstate Bank, we know the drill, and just as others are relying on you, you can rely on us to help keep you doing what you do best. Your world's a busy one, full of all kinds of financial choices. You've got people depending on you to make those decisions, and then make breakfast. Financial success on the go? It's bigger than banking. It's you and I together.
In 10 minutes, you could walk the dog, make yourself a sandwich, get a cappuccino at Common Sense, change your clothes twice, listen to your favorite song 3 times. Or you can have your oil changed at Quick Lube in about 10 minutes, now offering tire rotations during your oil change. Receive a full 16-point lube and service check, plus a free Super Tunnel car wash that will take, you guessed it, a little less than 10 minutes. Quick Lube is your no-appointment, one-stop oil change and tire rotation shop.